What is going on, guys? My name is Taylor Stuber, and I'm here to break down three of my favorite plays on today's preseason NBA Draftkings slate. If you guys are new here or haven't done so already, would really appreciate it if you guys could drop a like, hit that subscribe button. It would really help us out. But yeah, if you guys watched my yesterday's video, three of the four plays that I gave away were top 10 scores on the slate, and there was 18 teams on that slate, and we managed to come away with three top 10 scores in that video. Going to try and carry that momentum onto this slate. And I'm very excited about this slate. Only 4 games, starts 30 minutes later than usual. But there's a lot of reasons you guys should be taking advantage of these NBA preseason slates. I mean, if we look at this tweet right here, if you don't follow DFS Facts, I would recommend following them. A lot of good tidbits in the DFS world that they tweet out, but they track all of the top players. And out of all of the top Roto Grinders players, the only person that participated in the preseason NBA slate yesterday on DraftKings and Fanduel, there was only one. So a lot of these big sites are not, all of the big sites are not covering preseason NBA just because the typical models just do not work for it. It's all about finding the news and gaining an edge like that. And it takes a lot of time to do so. And I kind of go about it. I spend hours and upon hours doing this work to give it out to you guys in these YouTube videos. And then if you guys want to follow me on my Patreon, I will make sure to comment that after this video. It is $25 for the rest of the month, less than $1 a day. I put my game by game notes over there. It looks just like this. And it is updated throughout the day if you guys want to check that out. A lot of unbiased information in there, as well as my free complete FanDuel lineup. And then on DraftKings, you'll receive my cheat sheet, my player cores, and there's a lot to go through over there. But if you guys want to watch my more in-depth video, make sure to look me up on YouTube at Taylor Stuber. Follow me on Twitter at Taylor Stuber as well. I'll make sure to comment after this video so you guys can check that out. Let's just jump into the best plays on the entire slate. We will start with one, Ja Morant. He is one of the most expensive plays on the slate, but for good reason. $9,200. Dylan Brooks, Sean McDermott, Killian Tilly, Sam Merrill are all out in this game. Chris Dunn is questionable, more on the doubtful side. I do not believe he plays in this game. And then in the offseason, they traded Jonas Valanciunas pretty much straight up for Steven Adams, and that is quite the difference. Valanciunas handles the ball. He consumes a lot of usage when he's out there on the court. So now this Memphis Grizzlies team is going to be a lot different. And so if you go back to last year, take Valanciunas off the court, take Dylan Brooks off the court, you get John Morant with just absolute absurd rates, a 33.6% usage rate, which leads the team. Go over to ball handling, look at his assist percentage. It leads the team with a 40.2% assist percentage, averaging 1.31 fantasy points per minute. If we go back and look at their first preseason game last year, he played 25 minutes, and I'm expecting more of the same. The rest of the starters on that team ended up playing around 22 minutes. But John Morant ended up leading the team with 25 minutes. So if we can get somewhere between 22 and 26 minutes out of John Morant, with these rates, without Jonas Valanciunas, without Dylan Brooks, I like him an absolute ton. Move over to my second favorite play of the slate. That is going to be Kevin Porter Jr. He's actually probably my number one favorite play on this entire slate, the cover boy of this video. John Wall is obviously out for the entire year, at least with the Houston Rockets, the direction that the Rockets are going. John Wall, it doesn't make much sense for them to play him. They want to get their younger guys some minutes. So John Wall is going to be sitting out for the foreseeable future unless he does get traded. DJ Augustin is probably going to start in his place. He is much more of a facilitator than John Wall, which is a positive for the rest of the Houston Rockets, especially Kevin Porter Jr. But if we go back and look at last season, it was really Kevin Porter Jr. who was running the point, and he's going to be probably the main ball handler But the biggest thing is that Silas says he plans on playing 11 guys today against the Wizards, maybe 12, but everything will be kept simple. This could be a possible regular season rotation where we see the starters all the way into the fourth quarter. I believe that the Rockets might be the best point per dollar plays on the entire slate. And Kevin Porter Jr. is only $5,600. Great play on DraftKings, great play on Fanduel as well. But if you take John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Victor Oladipo, and James Harden off the court last year, Kevin Porter Jr. in 542 minutes led the team with a 26.7% usage rating, 32.6 assist percentage, averaging 1.05 fantasy points per minute. So not the most efficient player, but the opportunities are definitely there. And this Washington Wizards game should be very, very fast, should be very little defense, and the minutes should be very, very secure for Kevin Porter Jr. Love him today. I'm locking him in all of my lineups. And then on today's slate, you do need some savings on this slate. You didn't really need it yesterday, but today you do. And that last guy that's going to save you some salary is going to be Thanasis Antetokounmpo. He is the bare minimum at a pretty weak small forward position. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, Dante DiVincenzo, Bobby Portis, Semi Ojeleye, and Rodney Hood are all out of this game. And on top of that, PJ Tucker is no longer with this team. So if I slide some of my notes over here and take a look, if you just look at their depth chart right here, so they're without Giannis, Bobby, Semi Ojeleye. They are without three of their four power forwards. None of their guys that play the 1 through 3 position can really play the 4. I mean, Chris Middleton could, I guess, but he's out in this game. And then Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez, I do not think that they play into the fourth or into the second half. I think they are relatively limited in this game. So I'm expecting Thanasis Antetokounmpo to grab the start at the 4 spot, and he should play all 4 quarters. I would be pretty surprised if he didn't play all 4 quarters. And then if you go back and look at last year, without Giannis, without Middleton, Bobby Portis, Dante DiVincenzo, he averaged 1.01 fantasy points per minute. And it really resembles what he did in blowout time last year. And I think this game is a good representation of what the blowout situations look like. I mean, you see Drew Holiday all the way up here at 1.73 fantasy points per minute. I don't think he plays into the second half. He could get it done, but really focusing in on Thanasis Antetokounmpo. Just another throwaway play I would want to mention is Jordan Nwora. The position that he's at is a bit more muddied today than it is for Thanasis Antetokounmpo, but he is only $4,100. And in this same exact scenario, he averages 1.21 fantasy points per minute. If he does get the minutes, he will be a better play than Thanasis Antetokounmpo. But Thanasis, his minutes are a lot more secure, in my opinion. And then I do have a sports bet for you guys today. I think that is a very sharp bet, and the line is pretty solid right now. But before I get to that, let's just hear a word from our sponsor. Yeah, so my favorite bet, sports bet on the day is going to be the Houston Rockets money line. It is minus 110 right now against the Washington Wizards. Now, look, we're looking at 2 really bad teams, but at least we have the certainty with Steven Silas mentioning that the Houston Rockets are going to run an 11-man rotation, maybe 12. But what that tells me is that they are going to treat this game like it is a regular season game, and they have a bunch of young and hungry NBA players that are trying to prove themselves, fighting for roster spots, fighting for playing time. And they're going to be trying very, very hard. Now, the Washington Wizards, now they have a bunch of new players, a lot of veterans. Bradley Beal, he may not play in this game. In years past, he doesn't really play in the first couple of preseason games. Obviously, they have a new coach. But even if he does play, I don't see him being extended past the first half. And in the second half, I think the Houston Rockets end up taking over the game with their starters, and when the Washington Wizards end up resting their guys. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. I'm going to be posting here every single day. Yeah, a lot to look forward to. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video. I'll see you guys in the Discord. That will be linked down below. I'll comment it after I finish this video. And then I will be live streaming at 6 p.m. Central Time, 30 minutes before lock on my personal YouTube channel. So make sure to follow me or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search up Taylor Stuber. And yeah, I'll be answering some questions there and getting you guys the latest breaking news. But I appreciate you guys being here. Best of luck. And until next time, peace.